All right, here in activity 19, we need to talk about composition of trig functions. Because in this point, once we have arc sine, arc cosine, and arc tangent, which the answer is expressed in an angle, we can actually use several different combinations to ask you different types of questions. Here's a pretty standard type of question that I would ask, and we've worked this one in class. It's going to be, what is tangent of arc cosine of 2 over 3? What does that equal? Well, this part right here, we know that that really means it's going to be an angle. We don't know what the angle is. In fact, we don't even need to find the angle. The one thing that we do need to know is what quadrant is arc cosine in. Well, we can use CAST, C-A-S-T. And of course, the ST's are negative. Well, this is arc cosine, right here in the middle. We're working on the inside part. Arc cosine. Well, arc cosine is in quadrants 1 and quadrant 2. It's positive. So cosine is negative in quadrant 2, positive in quadrant 1. So it's going to be in quadrant 1. So we know this angle has to be in quadrant 1. We know it has to be in quadrant 1. So what I'm actually going to do is draw myself a reference triangle. And from here, I want to just work on I want to draw a reference triangle. And I'm going to draw theta in standard position. So my theta is right here. Well, with cosine, I taught you the little memory lyric. Some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid. Well, so you have the part where it's caught another hippie. Well, caught another hippie, cosine of my angle is going to be caught another hippie adjacent over hypotenuse. Now, some of you guys learned SOHCAHTOA. If you could spell it, that's great, but I can't spell, so you know it doesn't work for me. So really, arc cosine is giving me the ratio of 2 of my 3 sides of the triangle. In this case, it's adjacent and the hypotenuse. Well, my adjacent right here is going to be 2. My hypotenuse is 3. And I need to solve for my question mark here. Well, how do we solve for the question mark? Well, we solve with the question mark simply by the Pythagorean Theorem. We're going to take leg squared plus leg squared. This is going to be 3 squared plus my question mark squared is got to equal, my other leg is 2, not 3. Sorry about that. It's going to be 2 squared plus question mark squared, and that must equal 3 squared. And then from here, we just simply solve. Here we go. 2 squared is going to be 4 plus question mark squared equals 9. Subtract 4 from each side. My question mark is going to be 9 minus 4. My question mark squared. So that is going to give me my question mark squared equals 5. Take the square root. When you do the square root, you must do plus or minus square root of 5. However, my hypotenuse is always positive. Therefore, my the question mark is not my hypotenuse. We're in quadrant 1, so my question mark is actually my x value. So my x value in quadrant 1 is positive. So my answer is square root of 5. So my opposite side of this triangle, my square root of 5, my question mark is going to be the square root of 5. All right. So now we have my triangle. It's completed. I have an adjacent, an opposite, and a hypotenuse side. And really what this question is asking me is this. What is tangent of my angle? Well, tangent, from some old hippie caught another hippie tripping on acid, tangent was tripping on acid, so that is opposite, the O over the adjacent. Well, I come over here and look at my triangle. My opposite is what I just found, square root of 5. My adjacent is 2. So I just put those numbers in. So my opposite was the square root of 5 over 2. So that's just simply how you compose these fractions. So in reality, my answer to what is the tangent of arc cosine of 2 over 3 Well, we've just done all the math. It is nothing more than the square root of 5 over 2. And we're done. That's it. That's the answer.